Hey, how's it going? Multi-News Act, Thursday, 10th of March 2022. Looking from the paper as always. First up, New York Times, quite a striking image of an injured pregnant woman being stretchered off from the scene of a bombing at a maternity hospital in Mariupol in the Ukraine. Thankfully, it seems nobody died in that particular incident, but 17 people were injured and, of course, hundreds others traumatised. That city's been under siege for a week. Over 1,000 civilians have died. Pretty horrific, RIP. Down the bottom here, Hong Kong, Omicron going absolutely mental. Tens of thousands of new cases every day. Wall Street Journal, same bomb in the maternity hospital. Bottom left, crypto line go up. Daily news, price of gas line go up $5 a gallon. That's pretty hefty for America. I think usually it runs around $2, a little bit less. For context though, in Ireland, the same amount of petrol at the moment is running at about double that price. New York Post, faces of the murdered. That's the woman and two children whose dead bodies were pictured on the front of the New York Times on Monday. People might remember that photo from Lindsay Addario inspired a man by the name of Desmond Wisely to go and reverse his truck into the gates of the Russian embassy in Dublin. It's come out now about that particular man that he was part of a pretty vicious opposition campaign which was opposing a refugee accommodation centre in the town of Ballinamore. During the opposition campaign, a local member of parliament who was Sinn Féin TD Martin Kenny received a text that said, "Yourself and your colleagues in Sinn Féin are traitors to the Irish. Hopefully you are executed like the dog you are." They also went and burnt his car in the middle of the night, set it on fire while he was in bed. So some relevant information there about Desmond Wisely. Grandma from Cuba, quote from Fidel down the bottom. "Plant schools and you will have a conscious people capable of facing any test." Yes, education is key. Thank you, Fidel. South Africa, entertainment, corruption. Jerusalem Post, Ukraine accuses Russia of bombing children's hospital. I mean, who else would have done it? Over here on the left, Herzog resets ties with Turkey. Over there, visiting his man himself, Erdogan, in his 1,000-room presidential palace. Hope he has a lovely time. Tehran Times, the leader of Hezbollah says US and the UK pushed Ukraine to war. Not entirely untrue, also not a justification. Over here, media highlight Ukraine war because the Ukrainians have similar features with the West. True. The Hindu, overthrowing Ukraine government is not our goal, says Russia. Okay, whatever you say, Russia. The Australian troop surge for twin threats, that's China and Russia. 18,500 new soldiers, $38 billion of extra funding. Love to see it. Line go up if you're in the defence industry. Down here, pretty bad taste pun, I think. Flood of compassion and complaints. Talking about the catastrophic floods at the moment, Queensland, New South Wales. Global Times from China. Down here, some citizens being evacuated from the Ukraine. Motherland takes you home. Yes, thank you, Motherland. Irish Examiner, same bomb in the maternity hospital. Down here, fuel price gouging is barbaric act. Government coming out now and saying that petrol prices being hiked up by filling stations is bad because the government were trying to reduce the price of petrol and diesel, so they've taken the excise off, which was going to reduce it by a bit, but that's now been cancelled out because they've put the fuel prices up. But this seems to be kind of trying to deflect from the government's own inaction. Opposition parties are saying they could be doing way more, and they could also be reducing the excise on home heating oil, which is also a big deal, the price of which has almost doubled, I believe, in the last 12 months. Irish Times up here, Carling Lillington, just because Russia hasn't used cyber warfare doesn't mean it won't. What planet are you living on? Cyber warfare from Russia against Ukraine has not stopped since the invasion of Crimea. That's just plain fact. You do not know what you are talking about. Same thing there with the maternity hospital. Down here, Russian embassy could end up on independent Ukraine road. Okay, kind of legendary. I guess much like how the Irish embassy in London is on Cromwell Road. Yes, fact. And apparently every new ambassador that goes over there goes out and pisses on the road sign that says Cromwell Road. That's just rumour, story I heard, maybe not true. Belfast Telegraph bomb in the maternity hospital. Herald from Scotland. Ukraine. Down here, Ukraine crisis raises global trade questions. Yes, it does. We're heading for an absolute meltdown now by the looks of it. Financial Times, same bomb in the maternity hospital. Top right, US cyber troops neutralise dormant malware in Ukraine. Yeah. Irish Times might want to have a look at that. The Guardian, same bombing of the maternity hospital. Independent, 4 stories on top. Ukrainian refugees, Boris Johnson. Is fracking really back on the agenda? Yes, it is apparently, because not enough cheap oil. They're going to bring back fracking, even though they banned it. Over here on the right, they found Shackleton ship. Lovely, I'm sure you'll be delighted to hear that. Daily Telegraph, same bombing of the maternity hospital, says Russia plotting chemical attack. That's coming on the back of, interestingly enough, it says here that's according to Western officials. But also it's coming on the back of, first of all, Russia accused the Ukraine that they were going to do a chemical attack. So I guess 90 layers of psyop going on, as always. Daily Mirror, same bomb in the maternity hospital, barbaric. Daily Express, Shackleton's ship, petrol line go up, the maternity hospital. Daily Mail, maternity hospital. Newspaper, Putin bombs children's hospital. There's a different photo from inside the hospital. Another injured pregnant woman. Truly horrific stuff. Metro, there's a lady who's a Ukrainian refugee. She's travelled all across the continent and now got to Calais. And like so many other refugees before her, has been told, no, you can't come to the UK. You're not allowed in. You're not welcome. And what's she saying? Why I've given up on Britain. Yeah, welcome to the club. Down here, Russians hit baby hospital. Same photo again. Daily Star. Photo up there from the bombing of the maternity hospital, slightly different scene. And down here talking about a nuclear reactor that's been taken over by the Russians. They apparently damaged one of the chimneys. Apparently not critical just yet, but they're worried that there could be a leak if it's not fixed, if power is not restored. Anyway, the quite obvious thing today is this photo that basically has started off here on the New York Times and has gone the whole way down. Wall Street Journal, in the Western media, certainly, it's gone the whole way down. Irish Examiner, Irish Times. Not on the Herald from Scotland. Financial Times, yes. The Guardian, The Independent, all the British papers. Daily Telegraph, Daily Mirror, Daily Express, Daily Mail, the Metro, and the Star. Slightly different photo, but you get the picture. Not meant to be a pun, but there you go. Interesting to see the homogenous nature of the media. It is quite a striking photo, much like the photo on Monday as well, which got repeated by a few outlets, but not as many as this. Anyway, Julian Assange is still in the maximum security Belmarsh prison without fair trial or due process. The Queen is still alive. She's still the Queen. Her son is still, of course, the Duke of York, who basically admitted to raping an underage girl, who's trafficked the pedophile billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein, did not kill himself, or IP. And Boris Johnson is still the Prime Minister of the UK and will be for the foreseeable future, probably till the next election. Anyway, if you want to stay off corporate state social media for the day, just click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.